It truly is the end of an era. Today we got the news that the longtime duo of Cammy and Setty have finally officially split up. We also have Rezon finally going to a brand new drop spot and leaving Supernova Academy. I want to talk in detail about both of these subjects, what I think this actually means for the future for both of these teams, and do I think this was the right decision. We have a lot to go over in today's video. We're close to the stars though. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. If you guys want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. We got a lot to go over though, so let's just get straight into it. Let's start this video off with Rezon tweeting out, landing here for everything this season with Savage and Chap, and he said qualifying for globals. And he tweeted out that they are going to be landing at the Resistance base. Now, let's go over some of the things that actually led to this moment happening. So at the beginning of the season, MrSavage, Chap, and Rezon decided that they wanted to claim the best spot on the entire map of Supernova Academy. They tried to get ahead of the curve and claim it before anybody else was able to. And honestly, they were almost completely successful in being able to do that until later on in the day when Frodoxy also tweeted out that he was going to be landing at the Supernova Academy. I think at this point, a lot of the people's beliefs were that MrSavage, Chap, and Rezon should have just left the drop spot because Frodoxy is one, known as like the final boss of off spawn fighting, and two, he already has a land spot completely secured. And so if Savage, Chap, and Rezon decided to just leave the spot as soon as Frodoxy tweeted out that he was going there, then that would have gave them more time to be able to pick a different spot on the map that they could have gotten uncontested and been fully uncon right now up until this point. But unfortunately, we know that is not what ended up happening. They ended up deciding to stay at this drop spot. I do kind of respect them for at least going 1 week trying to alpha up the POI from Frodoxy. But if you watch the off spawn situation, they either lost 5-1 to Frodoxy, 4-2 to Frodoxy, or you could say it was 4-1 in favor of Frodoxy, and then one of the games they tied. So definitely did not go according to plan for this trio. Something that I feel like is a little crazy out of this whole situation though is I literally, as I always do when a team does bad off spawn, I tweeted out MrSavage, Chap, and Rezon lose 5-1 off spawn versus Frodoxy, time to switch drops, with a question mark, because I was simply just asking a question on what people's opinion on this were. And then I even responded up under that and I said 5-1, 4-2, 4-1-1, whatever you want to call it, because so many of the MrSavage fans were getting angry that I said it was 5-1 instead of 4-2. And then literally because of this tweet right here, Chap ended up blocking me. So now this is back-to-back seasons where I have been blocked by one of Savage's teammates. Last season it was Vidil, this season it was Chap. And if I'm just being real, I honestly don't care that they're blocking me like at all, but I don't really see the reason why I am getting blocked for simply doing my job, which is reporting the news to the community. Like if you go through my profile, I literally said the exact same thing about the Peterbot versus Pollo off spawn situation. I said Pollo, Acorn, and Adris have beat Peterbot, Code, and Ritual 3-1 in the first set lobby off spawn fight. Should Peterbot leave the drop spot? I mean, nobody from that situation ended up blocking me. I'm still cool with all of those people. And if you know me, you know how much I have supported this trio in general this entire season, how much I have hyped Chap up as well. And so I am a little bit disappointed that he ended up blocking me over this, because I feel like I have been one of their main supporters ever since they formed together. One of the main people saying that I really do believe that they can qualify for globals. And it looks like they literally even agreed with me too, because the very next day after I tweeted this out, they literally ended up leaving the drop spot. If you are a big name player on a big name team, like Chap currently is, playing with MrSavage and Rezon, who are some of the biggest content creators in all of EU, your name is going to get talked about when you do good, and you're going to get praised a bunch. But when you do bad, you still have to expect people to talk about you and your performance. You guys know, if you watch any of my videos, I am just a person who says it how it is. I don't hate any of these players or nothing like that, but if a team does bad, I'm not going to sugarcoat it or nothing, because then I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job as an unbiased news source. So yeah, sorry that I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but I just didn't really understand the reasoning for this. Another thing is that me and Chap have literally talked in DMs before. I've always shown him support. I still have absolutely nothing against him, and I wish him and his trio all the best in qualifying for globals still. Something else that I want to talk about with this off spawn situation though is MrSavage, Chap, and Rezon are leaving a POI that was contested to go and contest a POI that is currently conned by Mixin, Upple, and Focus. Now Mixin's trio does currently have this spot completely uncontested. They placed 8th place in the first Div Cup of the season from there. This is also another trio though that still does need to be able to qualify for LAN. So I think there definitely is, a lot of us could probably agree, a higher chance that Mixin, Upple, and Focus end up leaving the spot compared to Frodoxy, because I honestly think think there was a complete 0% chance that Frodoxy ended up leaving Supernova Academy, and I think MrSavage and them realized that as well, which is what ultimately led to them making the decision to leave the drop. I don't think that Mix and Upple and Focus are going to be like a team that they can just completely walk through off spawn. I think they definitely will be able to put up a challenge, and I would also be very surprised if Mix and Trio ends up leaving the spot before they even contest each other, because technically Mixin was the one that was here first, so Savage is the one contesting Mixin now. I think this just goes back to what I was saying earlier in the video. I do kind of wish that they just from the beginning of the season tried to claim a mid-tier POI. I think a lot of us would probably have no doubt that they would be completely uncon right now. Like, we literally saw Setty and Cammy be uncon last week, which is literally like, how often do you ever see that on EU nowadays? So I know 100% that MrSavage's trio would have been able to have, even though it would have been a mid-tier POI, I think they would have been in a lot better position than they currently are in right now, since they are probably going to still have to fight Mixin off spawn in this upcoming eval cup. And then maybe if Savage's trio just completely wipes them, then maybe they'll be uncon for the div cup, but I still am probably assuming that they're going to be conned in the div cup as well. So they are pretty much just leaving a contested POI to go to a better situation contested POI. We even saw Frodoxy kind of troll this, and he ended up quote retweeting Rezon's tweet saying need a drop map. So I mean, honestly, in the perspective of Frodoxy though, does his trio become one of the instant favorites on EU? We saw that in game 1 of the Cash Cup, where they were actually able to win off spawn. They ended up going on to get a 12 elimination win in that game, and now they probably have the best drop on the entire map, completely uncontested, a team that is just coming off of getting second place in last grand finals. Does this team become an FNCS favorite for this season? I think they definitely do become one of the main competitors for that. Now, one of the craziest things happened today as well. To me, the second greatest duo in Fortnite history, only behind Peterbot and Poyo, Cammy and Setty have officially split up. Now, Cammy ended up tweeting out looking for trio options with Hari, and then just a minute later, we saw Setty tweet out looking for trio. I think the writing was on the walls for this to end up happening after their last Div Cup performance that they had together. This team quite literally finished, and I'm pretty sure 27th place with a completely uncon Kappa Kappa factory, which was a POI that Tayson just used last season to be able to make it into globals. And so this team finished literally almost closer to dead last than they did the top 10 with an uncon POI. And the thing with this trio, which I feel like a lot of us have been knowing for the longest time now, they literally could not get any elims in a tournament if their life depended on it. This trio finished in EU Div Cup finals with 3 total elims. I think something that also led them to being a lot more comfortable with splitting, especially for Cammy, is Cammy is the one who has started to take more of that IGLing and Tarper role away from Setty. And so if Cammy is now being the main IGL in Tarper, there was really no reason for them to have Cammy and Setty, who are the exact same player, playing the exact same role on the exact same trio. So I think Cammy and Hari 100% just want a lot more fighting power now. It does make sense why they're actually choosing to do this. It is honestly just going to be insane because Cammy and Setty have been together for the past 5 years of competing together. These guys are 100% the longest tenured teammate that have stuck by each other's side, literally through the highest highs of winning Invitational to the lowest lows of placing almost dead last in a grand finals. Definitely some of the most accomplished players in Fortnite history, both top 10 players of all time. They won multiple FNCSs together, accomplished so much, and this is finally the end of an era for Cammy and Setty. Now, where do each of these guys go from here? As of the time of me recording this video, this is all just theoretical right now, so take it maybe with a little bit of a grain of salt, but just hear me out here, all right? So Yapko ended up tweeting out just a couple of minutes ago looking for trio with Panzer. So the current main rumor is that iDrop is now going to be trying to play with Cammy and Hari, and it's probably going to be Cammy main IGL, Hari main Fragger, and then iDrop playing the support role. There was a little bit more of like interesting things that we might have to dive deeper into later on, because Upple literally responded to this tweet and he said, "Me, please." And if you remember from the beginning of this video, I was talking about how Upple is currently the one playing with Mixin and Focus, who is now going to be contested by MrSavage. So of course, nothing is confirmed yet. This is all just the first news that we have currently gotten out of all of this situation. But I think as of right now, the main rumor is Cammy, Hari, and iDrop. Under Setty's tweet, since he is looking for 2 completely new people, I have seen him have a couple of more pros respond to him. Like I saw Noah Riley end up responding to him. KXR said he should play with Frantic and Dinas, who are some underrated up and coming fraggers. I think Setty should 100% just be trying to go that route of finding some young up and coming really good fighters and just molding him into the best versions of themselves. BloodX ended up responding and said, "All I can say is Setty is hard grinding and I hope you get the 2 best fraggers." Then more that I think about it, the more that I feel like this has been kind of long overdue for the Cammy and Setty split up. They are both just such hard IGLs at this point in their careers, which, like I said earlier, they literally are playing like the exact same role. There is just no way that, especially in a fighting heavy meta, that they would be able to keep up with anybody. And that has really been starting to show over these past couple of seasons with their placements. It does kind of suck now. Cammy and Setty have always been a team that I have been believing in every single season, and especially if you guys watch any of my tournament recap videos, in all of my prediction videos too. So it looks like I officially will never be able to predict Cammy and Setty in a tournament again, unfortunately. Or maybe not, unfortunately, depending on how most of my predictions end up going when I predict them to actually do well. Dude, I know it is gonna take all of us so long to stop saying Cammy and Setty together in our heads when we read their names on a leaderboard or when we think of potential trio options for them as well. I already know I'm gonna slip up so many times. My brain is pretty much like programmed to say that these guys have played together. It is still so surreal to me that they are actually split up now. We gotta remember though, every single team that I talked about in today's video, from MrSavage, Shap, and Rezon to Mixin's trio to Cammy, I almost said Setty right there, to Cammy and whoever his new trio is going to be with him and Hari, Setty and whoever his new trio is going to be. All of these guys still need to secure the last 4 land spots on EU. I'm very curious on your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. Do you guys think that this helps any of these trios to have a better chance at being able to qualify for land now or not? Remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. Please use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. YouTube sells one of these 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitter and my Twitch, link in the description down below if you guys want to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.